Hello, this is Caelan Huntress, and today I'm doing a homepage review of fuelpdx.com. Fuel is a yoga studio based in Portland, Oregon, and I really like this homepage. I'm going to go over 4 things that I like and 4 things that I would improve. And the first thing that I like is that it's just big and simple. And when I think of a yoga workout, that's what you want. It's big and simple. It's distilled, you know? And this homepage, it does a really good job of distilling into only the essential components. And so that's the first thing I like, is the simplicity of this homepage. The second thing I like is the emotion-driven copy. As soon as you get here, you find out what you can expect from a workout. Sweat, purpose, and passion. It doesn't have to get into all the details about what kind of poses they do, what the certifications are, or it's easy to get distracted with a whole lot of stuff on a homepage. And the best homepages, I feel, are really direct, concise, and distilled. And I think that they've done a really good job with that overall with their copy on this homepage. So that's the second thing I like, is the emotion-driven copy. The third thing that I like is that they have found a way to make a black and white homepage really engaging. It's not that drab, you know? Usually a whole bunch of black and white photos, especially with something that's physical, it can look really boring. But all the black and white here, I feel like rather than becoming a boring thing to look at, it actually highlights the few things that need to stick out. And so that's the third thing that I like, is that they've made really good use of black and white. And the fourth thing that I like is the parallax scrolling. I think it lends a lot to the design, just to scroll through a website when the experience is an art in itself. I love that in home pages. You know, there's not a whole lot of content that I need right here. But when I scroll through here, there's so much movement and it's so dynamic. I like it. I like it. So there's a lot to like about this homepage. Those are the 4 things that I like. But now I'm going to talk about 4 things that I would improve. The first thing that I would improve is way down here in the footer. I would make this address a lot bigger. It's one of the main reasons that people are going to come to this website is to get to the studio. They don't sell any products here on this site. This is the brochureware that they have online for people to come to their in-person classes. And so the address is super important. I don't know if I would embed a map widget here, because it would drag down the site speed quite a lot to have that on the homepage, but maybe a screenshot of where it is in Portland. Because I know that when you're looking to get something downtown, having the relationship of a couple of landmarks nearby, at a glance, you could come down to the footer, see that screenshot and say, oh, there's the river, there's Burnside, that's where it is. I know exactly where that is. And having a map screenshot and at least a bigger address that was at least twice as big of a font, that's the first thing that I would improve, is make the address much more legible and visible. The second thing that I would do is I would change this word right here, schedule. This is the other thing that people are going to be doing when they come here. They're either figuring out where the classes are or when the classes are. For schedule, I don't feel like that's a good enough call to action. I think join us or classes or class schedule even would be a better phrase to get people to say, oh, this is where I go to find out when the classes are. So that's the second thing that I would improve, is I would change schedule to a different word or phrase. The third thing I would improve is this section here with fuel flex and fuel flow. It took me a while to realize that these are the 2 different types of workouts that they offer here. So I would offer these in 2 columns. I would have fuel flex on the left and fuel flow on the right, with these image sliders, which, great job on doing homepage image sliders in a way that's not distracting to the user or the site speed, because these sliders do not have to move. If somebody's looking at it on a slow internet connection, they can just see this piece. But if they're comparing the flex versus the fuel, having those side by side, I think, would be a lot more effective. So that's the third thing that I would improve, is I'd have those 2 sections next to each other as well. And right here, these definitions, one on the left and one on the right. The fourth thing that I would improve is I would change this copy right here to 1 word, expect. I mean, the question and the answer, and it's not real grammatically fluent. I mean, this is the important part. This is what you get here. You get heat, sweat, yoga, workouts, and community. You could even just do that. But if you cut this headline down to expect, then it lets you know that these are the things you can expect here. But having the headline as it is, it just seems real wordy. And so the rest of this page is so good at distilling down to only the essentials, that distilling down to just the one word, expect, I think it would mirror that really well. So those are the 4 things that I like and the 4 things that I would improve about fuel-pdx.com. If you'd like your own homepage reviewed, there's a link in the description below. See you later.